What's up, everyone? Mike with Imperial Tropicals here on another fun Friday. So everybody say hello to Brian.
How you guys doing?
He's on
Yeah,
our.
say hi. We're on YouTube right
Yep.
now. Thanks for having us, Mike. We
Yeah,
appreciate it.
no problem. Enjoy the fish. Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, post on the page too. So.
Quick selfie with Mike. How do you take it? You're the selfie king. Cool. All right. Cool.
All right.
Mike,
All
thanks
right.
so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So it's been a few weeks since I've been on. I was gone for a week and a half and missed 2 Fridays in a row. What's up, Renee from the Netherlands? Stefan, Nevada in the house. Cats in the house. Hope you had a good vacay. Thanks. It was good. Lots of baseball with my son, but I wouldn't trade it for nothing. So, good morning, Jack. Long Beach in the house. Ryan, Ireland. What's up? Raymond, Ahmad, Medina, Haji Cognac, Oliver, George. All right, getting quite a few people on. Ace Dog, Rebecca. Thank you, Rebecca. I'm glad to be back. Man, it was a busy time. Every time the last 2 Fridays, I was going to do the live feed while I was on the trip, but it seemed like both times I was like driving. Like the first time was driving from New York City to Cooperstown, New York, and then the following Friday we were driving to Boston. So I was like, yeah, I was like, we'll just wait till I get back and update everybody with what's going on. What's up, Bradley, Lori? What's up, Tom, Alan, Dr. Jade, IBPPL, Kevin, Kentucky, Perth Cichlets, Dukes. Um, no way, Cat. Congratulations. So, Cat's got a baby on the way. You know what's crazy? I want to say there's 2 other times, at least, maybe one more than that, that we've had people at the hospital while their kids were being born on the live feed, man. That's phenomenal, man. That's awesome. Yeah, Kat, if you got to jump off, man, don't hesitate, man. Congratulations, man, to you and your family. I got 2 boys of my own, and that's the most important thing in the world to me, right there, man. That's family. Family is most important, man. All right, so Long Beach saying there's something you sell I don't think anyone has asked to see, but I've been thinking about your electric blue crayfish. Yeah, I can show you those guys. We breed them in the greenhouse number 6, and Mike Bernard is the one that takes care of those guys. And yeah, I can show you. Scott Lesma is coming in to visit next week. Cool, Scott. So far, everything's good, man. I'll be here. So unless something jumps up, I will be here. Let's see. Finally, been gone. Also, good to be back home. Lone Wolf is back in. Joseph, I have to say thank you, Joseph, for holding down the Fun Fridays. If you guys are not on our Facebook group, the last 2 weeks, Joseph and his fish tank has been doing some live feeds um, from his fish tank, and I thought they did a great job. I thought Jake especially, kind of stood up and took charge, and I thought he did a good job, and it reminded me of some of the questions that I get during the live feed. So great job. Thank you for doing that, Joe. Nashad, what's up, Nashad, my good friend from Chicago? John is asking, are you ever open to the public? Yes, we are. So we've had appointments all day yesterday, all day today. Same thing last Thursday and Friday. So you set up an appointment by going to our website and scrolling down to the bottom, and it'll say schedule appointments, and just schedule your appointment. We only have appointments on Thursdays and Fridays during working hours, but hopefully, you know, If for some reason Thursdays and Fridays do not work out for you, then just email us and we'll try to make arrangements. But Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we're so busy packing orders that it's hard for us to take appointments on those days. So yeah, we do. We have an appointment scheduler on the Facebook page. Vito got a free ride on his bus today. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, so I got to see Vito when I was in New York. I'll tell you a funny story, Joseph, is like the whole time I was communicating with Vito, I knew that he worked at the World Trade Center, but I thought he was like a security guard or something like that. I didn't know what he did, and this guy's like in charge of the IT network at the World Trade Center. So like he's a little more than a security guard. So I was really impressed with his work area. What was cool is they have a whole floor dedicated. I can't remember the floor number. I want to say it was like floor number 64 or 74 or something like that, way up there. And you get a great view out of the trade center, the Freedom Tower, I think is what they call it now. But it's all like these big glass windows, and basically you got a 360 view. Yeah, Joseph just corrected me. It's floor 63. So you get just this amazing view of the city, and that whole floor is for the employees, like a lounge area. Like they had a pool table, ping pong, they had like Chick-fil-A, they had several other like little food areas. um, he even told me they have beer on tap at work. I'm like, what is this? So Vito he said 63 is the floor he works on, and he took me up to 64. So yeah, 64. But man, what a great time, dude. That was awesome. I was able to take my family up there and get a great view of the city, and it was amazing. It was one of the highlights on the trip. So wild fish tanks. Hello everyone. Welcome back, Mike. Man, I tell you what, we were just talking about your video earlier. Like it was like 160,000 views or something like that a few weeks ago. I don't know what it is up to now, but man, that just is a credit to the work that you put into that video, and how professional it looked. Made us look good. So thank you for that video. And after I make my announcement today, everybody will kind of know what we're working on here, and you know maybe you could come back out. And I've been trying to figure out how to make this announcement, so without any hesitation, I guess I'll go ahead and tell you the announcement. But basically, I'm getting out of the fish business, so going to sell the farm and go work in an office somewhere. um, nah, not really. I was gonna say April Fools, but it's not April. Nah, I'm not doing that, people. So I was just gonna get you guys. That was my joke of the day right there. Nah, Viola saying bad joke. Oh, that's funny. No, actually, I feel like I'm just getting into this business. I feel, like, man, I got so much ahead of us that no, we're not going anywhere. We're growing. A lot of people have been upset with us being out of stock on fish, and man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wish I had enough fish for everybody, but I don't, and I'm working on it. We're working really, really hard at it. Um, and this announcement will kind of shed some light on the direction that we're going. So, we're pretty excited about it. And look, we're not the only people that sell fish. I know there's several people in our group that sell fish. I visited with my friend Trevor O'Shea when I was in Boston. Great friend of mine. I mean, great person, great guy. And so I'm not the type of person that, and even Joseph cheated on us, and I, I'm not mad about it. I'm happy for him. In fact, I'm afraid we created a monster. This guy's gonna be going to Lake Malawi before we know it, and catching fish right out of the lake. So no, I don't mind the us running out of fish. You got to get them, And do I think, when we have them available, do I think that we should be the preferred spot? Probably, I mean, just we stand behind the fish and the strains that we got are the best, but it's hard to keep up with it sometimes, but we are working on it, and basically, we're getting close. We're getting real close. Joe said he's holding off for another 15. Hey, there's some good fish that you posted up though. I seen them. So I, you know, like I said, man, it's the hobby's supposed to be fun, and I'm not the only person that sells fish. Um, but once we're done with what we're doing, then we will have a lot of fish available. So, but just to give you a little background on where we've gone to where we're at now. Basically, 6 years ago, we were doing nothing but wholesale orders, and the wholesale market, let's just say it was a little disappointing. All right, had very very few good stores available, and Walmart, Petco, PetSmart, those guys were dominating the wholesale market, and not very good quality, not very good selection. And 6 years ago, we decided to go retail. And when we went retail, we took a wholesale breeding facility and made it to where we could start doing online retail. And I seen our girl Sierra. Everybody tell Sierra hello. Sierra's on, so that's the first time she's been on in a while. But she was part of the team that helped us get to this point, and we do miss her a lot. But we've been grinding. The last 6 years we've been grinding, working with what we had, and now, we've gotten to the point that, we've been able to expand, and this is what we've been working on. And people, it's been hard. Every time I drive by, I have to like flip the camera, and this is just the beginning of it. But I'll go ahead and flip the camera and show you what we got here. All right, so as you can see, this is my house right here, and this is the parking area, and this is the new foundation for the new building, and it's going to be pretty big. So next week the building is getting delivered, and it's going to be 14 foot high on the sides and total of 10,000 square feet. And you can see the walkway here. All right, this is going to be the drains for the tanks. So whenever we poured the foundation, we had put in floor drains for the building. But as you can see, there's going to be lots and lots of space. The pad is like 6 inches thick. It's a whole lot of concrete. And by next week, I think the building is getting delivered next Wednesday. And then they're going to start putting it up pretty quickly after it arrives. But with this floor plan right here, we're going to be able to hold, and it depends on what tank sizes, but about 600 tanks in this new building. And this is going to allow us to better serve the fish hobby. All right. It's Lone Wolf is asking wood or steel. It's going to be a metal building. You can see where the floor drains stop right here. I may come in and put in another row right here because I think I'll have space, but I want to leave some open space in the front for the office. The office is going to be over here in the corner, and then this half of it is going to be, I'm hoping it'll be a later expansion, but we're going to do some really big show tanks over here on this side of the warehouse. So like 400 to 800 gallon show tanks with, maybe some MOBAs or Mbemwe's, stingrays, peacock bass, some big, big, beautiful fish that we keep in these big display tanks. But yeah, it's going to be pretty epic. I've been talking to you guys for, I don't know, I think I've been doing Fun Friday off and on for, I don't know, it might even be 2 years, a year and a half. I don't know. So you guys got to know us up front and personal, and a lot of people said, you know, because I always say, man, we just don't have enough tanks, and they'd say, oh, you need to do a GoFundMe or, something like that, and I just never felt comfortable with it. I was like, I know there's plenty of people that, in fact, I seen somebody give a donation. I couldn't see who it was on the live feed today, and that's much appreciated, and it does help a lot. Um, but I wanted to work for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we finally got approval from the banks to put the project in. It took me forever to get approval. I mean, just to go out and get a business loan is a freaking nightmare. So, all I ask is, once we're up and operating, we appreciate the support, and hopefully we keep up with it. I'm looking at some of these comments. Lone Wolf, you can't keep raising in Florida. You have to go to Fish and Wildlife and get a special permit. That's like $100, I think. So you can't keep them in Florida. So yeah. And you guys, I know I'm not on the social media a whole lot, except when I do these Fun Fridays. I'm not on the Facebook group a lot, and it's because in the background I'm working hard. You know what I'm saying? And we still got a lot to do. I mean, right now the pad was poured maybe a month ago, and the building is getting delivered next week. But I mean, we're still probably 3-4 months from this thing being operational, and I'm hoping that it goes pretty quick. But I know that it's going to be, electrical, plumbing for the water, the racks for the tanks. I mean, golly, man, it's going to be a lot. So we still got a lot of work to do, and that's one reason I've been stretched thin. On top of our normal duties. I've been doing all this. So but it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth it. Lone Wolf, he said what? So he wants some stingrays now. Alan Wilson, I appreciate that, man. It's Charlie Tango. If you got Sierra to start doing Fun Fridays again, it would open up a lot of time for you. LOL. Oh man. Hey, I'd love to, man. Sierra, hey, you got an open invitation, Sierra, but you know, at least you could stop by here and see us, right? And we could do like a spur of the moment live feed, right? So you guys have to pressure Sierra for that. So um, yeah, I mean, once we get the building up, we're definitely going to need more help, and I've got a few people that are talking about moving down here and work with us. So it's going to be exciting. So a mod just donated some money, man. I appreciate that, mod. It goes a long ways, man. It's been a struggle. um, Believe it or not, 6 years ago, well, let's just say 7 years ago, I was ready to get out of the fish breeding because of the structure of the business. And we made a leap of faith, and we've came a long ways. And we wouldn't be here at this moment where we are if it wasn't for the people that work here. So we got Mike Bernard, we got Joe, we got Jacob, who's been here from the beginning. We got Angie holding down the Africans. We got Miriam holding down the packing and the the fish in her room and the boxes and everything else. We got Teresa, who's been with us for 18 years. Teresa's been working here. Um, we got Selvin, who came on. He's worked for us before in the past, and I tell you what, the farm has never looked as good as it does now with the work that Selvin's been doing. And Art, who is new to us, he's been here for about a month, and he's right there holding it down with Selvin, bringing in the fish and mowing and weed eating, and make sure I'm not missing anybody else. That's Guy. I almost missed Guy. Guy's on vacation this week. Guy actually retired from his job in Michigan, and he moved down here, and he's been working with us, since he moved down to Florida. And Guy, whew, man, that guy's, his room is the best looking room out there. This guy wipes his tanks down like 3 times a day. He does a phenomenal job. So without the people that work with us, I want to give them a shout out because not only were we taking a leap of faith, but some of them took a leap of faith. Jacob moved down here from Charlotte, North Carolina, left a really good office job in North Carolina. And then Mike Bernard moved down here with his family to come work for us from Illinois. Joe was living in Tampa. He moved to Lakeland. A lot of sacrifices were made, not just by us, but by the people that worked for us to get us to this point. And we're all really passionate and dedicated, and we're wanting to do the best job, available. There's some of your guys' fish going out today. So UPS guys showed up early, but they should have been ready. So cool, man. Susan Everett, she donated 15. I seen Joseph donated money too, and Alan Wilson donated. Wow. Dr. J donated. There's Joseph right there, man. And I know I missed somebody early on, but there's been so many comments since then that I can't tell you. But I'll tell you one thing that I have thought about doing is, instead of doing a GoFundMe, which I'm not against, if people want to do that, that's fine. But maybe I'll do a promotion to have people buy gift cards. Be like, hey, invest in our future. By buying gift cards, they'd never expire. We're not going anywhere. So I think I might talk to the team and see if we can't come up with some type of way to get people to invest in our future by buying the gift cards up, because they never expire. And once the building's up, our selection, just to kind of give you an idea, right now we breed and carry about, I would say, I don't know, it's kind of a wild guess because it changes so much, but about 200 different types of fish. So if you can imagine what 600 tanks are going to do for us, you're talking, fish from Brazil, Colombia, Peru, Paraguay, Argentina. I've got friends in all these countries that are just waiting for me to get the space to start bringing in wild caught fish from South America. I got great connections with Central American contacts, so we're going to be bringing in more Central American fish. I've got great contacts in the rainbow world. My friend in Indonesia that I went collecting with, I've got a great source for a lot more rainbows than what we currently carry. Also, African cichlids. I want to bring in wild caught from Malawi, Tanganyika, maybe even try to get a Victorian shipment in. Not many shipments have been brought out of Lake Victoria, but you know what? Maybe I need to go to Lake Victoria and meet with the fishermen and bring those fish into the hobby, Where else do I want to go? Congo. There's some great West African fish that I want to get. Germany. I got friends in Germany that breed all types of super rare, high quality fish. So what this is going to do is going to give me endless amounts of room to bring in fish. All right. So, there's not going to be any more. Now I just don't have tank space, Predator haps cat. I seen somebody else pop up on the haps. For sure, man. I got a friend that breeds all types of haps that I just don't have the tank space for. That's been my best, my biggest, holdback is not having the tank space for all these new fish. So this is going to be really open up the door for us. Charlie Bright, man, thank you for the donation. Gary Lesnar getting on everybody. 89 people watching and 42 likes. Hydroconiac, Oliver, best of the best, ultra rare for sure, man. I mean, one thing that I've been able to do is I've been able to network with people all over the world that breed fish, and they're emailing me on a regular basis saying, when do you want us to send you fish? And I'm like, man, I just don't have the tanks yet. Once I get the tanks up, then it's on. So you better believe once this building is up and running and operating, then it's going to be on. I mean, it's going to be wide open. Craig Heaters asking, are those going to be actual tanks or more of the vats? Nope, it's going to be aquariums. So I'll go show you an idea of what they will look like. So the total amount is probably going to fluctuate because I'm actually thinking about going with a lot of big tanks, and for a couple reasons. Because big fish need big tanks, and I plan on carrying, a lot of 4 to 5 inch fish. So basically, I'm thinking 125s or something like that for the predator haps and the bigger peacocks, and everything that we breed will be in that room. But basically, it'll be racks similar to this room, Joe's room right here. So it's going to be similar to this, but of course too wide. Like this is one row against the wall, but they're going to be back to back, and it's going to be a total of, let's see, 700 feet. Let me add it up. Right around 700 feet of tanks. So if you look at this row, I think this row is like 34 feet. It's going to be 700 feet of tanks like this. Now, these are 40-gallon breeders. I will have a lot of 40-gallon breeders in the room because I do like them for like the rainbow fish and stuff like that, tetras, barbs. But for the big fish, I need bigger tanks. So, and I want the tanks because I want to be able to go in there and be like, hey guys, look at these new discus that we just got in, or look at these Severums. This is the Liverfur, Heroes Liverfur, the red eye mouth brooder, and they actually just had babies last week. But I want to be able to walk into these rooms and be like, hey guys, look at these. So I think it'll help me, show off our fish properly, because like right now I'm going to go show you the electric blue crayfish that somebody had asked earlier to see. And, the only way I could show you those guys is by going into the vat and netting them up. Hey, Mike, do you mind netting up the electric blue crayfish for them? So Mike is going to net them up. So basically with the new room, we'll have a tank full of these crayfish, and all I got to do is flip the camera on and show you guys the crayfish. I'd say the bigger ones first. All right. Lone Wolf asked about. Sierra said, "Hey, Mikey." Lone Wolf asked about the Dovai. Yep, I can show you the Dovai. They're in the room next to us. I'm hoping the camera. Hold on, let me flip this. Here's some of the cellar size electric blue crayfish. But as you can see, this whole tank is filled with them right here. Actually, you can't see because they're in a vat and there's a reflection. So Mike's going to net up these big guys. And I seen another donation come in. Let's see who it was. Charlie Bright, man, thank you. Oh yeah. Looks like a female, right?
Yeah, it's a female. The males will have much bigger claws.
Yeah.
These are males.
See that guy? I probably wouldn't hold the big male like that. Oh, let's see. Oh, he's not biting me. All right, so if you're going to keep these guys, you really need to keep them by themselves, in my opinion. They do eat other fish if they have the opportunity. Um, I do see that people do keep them in community tanks, but in my opinion, they could wreak havoc. Wouldn't you agree, Mike?
Yeah, I think so. I think they eat plants too.
Yeah. So just like Mike said, if you got a planted tank, they could snip at the plants. Here, we'll just net up some of these guys with a smaller net. I've seen a bunch in there. Got that tub. Actually, that big net might work better. So I'd say that's the average selling size probably right there, right?
Yeah, about an inch and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, you see those little guys right there. And they grow pretty fast. Um, but really easy to keep. Have some hiding spots for them wherever you put them at, especially if you got males and females. I think we do offer these sexed even at this size, right?
Right.
So if you wanted a pair of them, they're pretty easy to sex even when they're little babies. So personally, we like the dwarf orange crayfish because they can go in community tanks. So there's some of them in the tub right there. Let's show them the dwarf orange ones while we're at it. So the dwarf orange crayfish do not get very big. That's why you could keep them in a more of a community type setup because they just don't have the big pinchers that could do the damage, I thought these were them. These are the orange shrimp. They're big. Yeah. There's one of the CPOs. So these guys are probably the most popular, right? When you say these are more popular than the blue?
Yeah.
And that's because this is a full-grown adult right here, You see some more of them right there. And the colors on them are...
That one has eggs.
Oh, yeah. One of them's got babies already, holding eggs. So these guys don't get very big, and that's why you could keep them, in a community type setup. So, all right. I'm going to go show you guys the doveye. Thanks, Mike.
No problem.
And I haven't been able to keep up with any of the comments. I'll try to sit down here at the end and go through and answer some of the questions that you guys had. So doveye, let's flip this around and go in room number 5. There's Teresa working on some orders. Hey Teresa, the doveye. All right, I'm not going to net these guys up because they jump like crazy, and you can see them pretty good from right here. So Sierra said hello, Teresa.
Yeah, hello.
These are some of the bigger guys right here. I see some 8-inchers in there. And there's some more of the smaller guys right here. Austin Johnson's on. I know he's big into the Centrals and South. So, oh, Steven, you missed the big announcement, man. You're gonna have to play it back. Nah, I'm kidding. So the big announcement was we're building a 10,000 square foot warehouse on the property that is going to give us a lot more space to do an even better job with what we're doing now. It's pretty exciting stuff. So Watch it back. I walked out there and showed you guys the footprint of it. The concrete was poured about a month ago. And there's Rochelle. Everybody say hello to Rochelle. Aaron Mills, Electric Blue, Jack Dempsey. So we actually used to breed them, but we actually stopped breeding them. Well, I'll tell you the reason why. All right, we had a really good strain that I got from a friend of mine that had crossed some wild Jack Dempseys into the electric, and they did phenomenal. Very hardy, very strong. And then I got another friend that sent me some electric blue jacks that he was wanting to get rid of that were not as strong genetically. And when we brought them in, my people here accidentally put them together. And once you put them together, you can't tell them apart. And we noticed immediately that the strain was a lot weaker and a lot more issues, not a high percentage of electric. So after a year of struggling with them, we decided not to. So Aaron Mills is asking, do you have to breed electric blue jack male with the blue gene female? Yes, you do better by crossing the blue gene with the electric. You can breed electric on electric, but from our experience, you do get higher percentage that are blue, but genetically they're weaker. So, all right, guys. So if you didn't see it the first time, I'm back here on the pad, and this is it. So it's going to be a 5-foot walkway in between the tanks, which I figured was enough. And then between the racks, there's going to be about a 4-foot walkway. So I wanted to utilize the space the best that we could. So, you know, pretty excited. I'll keep you guys in the loop with the progress and how it's going. I mean, we still got lots and lots of work to do, but I know we've been getting, everybody's been getting antsy because we haven't had a lot of fish available, and it's because we've been selling out of them. There's my son Cole. Finally came outside to see the sunshine today. Is that for me? I'll tell everybody hello.
Hi.
Crazy. Crazy boy. All right, you hopping on? All right, guys, I'm gonna pull up in the shade. I'm gonna go back, try to see if I missed any of these questions. Try to get them answered. And that was a big announcement. That's the big deal. It's funny because every time I've driven by it while I've been live, I've had to like make sure the camera wasn't looking that way. So, Kat, they're asking who's your favorite baseball player?
Me?
Yeah.
Probably Mike Trout.
Don't talk with your mouth. No, come on now. He said Mike Trout, if y'all could understand him. So we like how Mike Trout plays the game. He plays hard, even though he's like a stud baseball player. He's very humble, and we like that. He did like Manny Machado until he seen how he acted last year in the World Series. So then we didn't become a fan of him. So Long Beach is asking if we have an estimated time frame for completion. So I was hoping that it would be the beginning of fall, but it looks like it's going to be possibly December. There's my other son. Come over here, Jack. Tell him hello. Right here behind me. Jack, where you going? They can't see you. All right. Tell everybody hello, Jack.
Hello.
So that's my youngest son. There you go. He's got his brother's baseball hat on.
No, mine. That's his.
Is it his?
Yep.
How do you get one?
North Lakeland.
The orange one?
Yep.
That's the All-Star. That's not the All-Star one?
It's not also. It's that. It's my Giants.
Oh, your Giants one. Yeah, Cole, he went to Cooperstown, and then he has his All-Star tournament this weekend. So, you know, guys, wish him luck. He's been working really, really hard for All-Stars, and I think he's going to be doing really good. And then Jack got invited to be on a travel ball team, didn't you, Jack?
Yes.
But you got to work really hard, right?
Mhm.
You got to learn how to catch that ball good, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, if you guys didn't know, we like playing baseball. We like sports. So, appreciate it, Michael Bryant. Yeah, I forgot it's It's Father's Day weekend this weekend, I guess. Is it? I didn't even know. I know it's coming up. Joseph Cole don't have a beard. Yeah, so I got the boys with me all summer. I'm gonna keep them busy, but that's another like thing that I'm really happy about is the fact that I could be with my kids all summer. You know, seems like it's never long enough. Cindy, hello. Armando's asking about the Wapagas. So Armando, I need a picture of them. Joe was just asking me about them a couple days ago. My friend that collected them, Hans Evers, has a picture of the strain in full color. So I need to get Hans to send me a picture to put up. But if you email me, Armando, we'll send you some out, even though we don't have a picture up on the website yet. Just email us and tell Rochelle I said to sell you some of them. JCG says, after purchasing my order from you, I can see why you sell out quick. I look forward to future purchases. It's crazy. Like, we brought in some OBs that we grew up, and I think we had like 50 of them, something like that. And I think it was like within a little over a week, they were just, bam, all gone. So same thing. We've had a lot of Eureka Reds of that new strain that we've been working on. And I just went in there now, and there's like 5 left, you know, and there was like, I don't know, total, there was probably at least 100 of them. So yeah, the fish go really quick. So, all right, I'm gonna answer some of these. All right, I answered the Wapagas. Thank you, Aaron Mills, appreciate it. Jack, thank you. Everybody tell Mike hi. Long Beach, I answered the estimated time frame. I think the thing that's going to hold me up the longest is the tanks. The manufacturer is going to have a hard time, they said, because they're slammed to get that many tanks ready for us. But we'll get everything up and ready. And then when the tanks get here, all we got to do is set them up. Stephen Call, he's at the airport on his way to Hawaii. Man, that's one place I haven't been yet. I want to go to Hawaii one day. Aaron Mills is agreeing about crossing them to produce a stronger electric blue. Cool, Lone Wolf. Appreciate it. All right. JCG, appreciate that. Randy Wise asking, could you show us our adult Vija cichlids, the some spilums? Right now, I don't have any adults in. I've got like 3 to 4 inch. I think 4 is probably the biggest. There might be a 5 incher in there, but I mean, they don't really have much color inside like that in the ponds. The males will color up intensely. In fact, that picture on my website was a fish that I caught out of the pond because they actually pond breed for us. We actually caught him out of the pond, and I ran him up here and snapped a picture of him. Joseph, are the ponds empty, Mike, as far as African cichlids? No, we got a bunch, Joseph. We got a bunch. Right now, we've been bringing in quite a few fish. Here, let's go in here where we can hear We brought in quite a few fish this week. Let's see what we brought in. We brought in some bigger phenos, some 4 to 5 inch. Um, what else did they bring in? I'm trying to remember. Um, I want to say they brought in a few more dragon bloods, a pond that we had to turn over. But we had these boys fighting over a chair. No, we got a lot more out there. I mean, we got 100 and I don't even remember now that I covered up some. Just so you guys know where the warehouse is going to go, we had to cover up 6 ponds. It took over 200 loads of fill dirt to fill those ponds in. In fact, when Sierra was here, was when we started filling those ponds up, and it took forever, man. I couldn't believe how much dirt it took to fill those ponds in. So now we probably have 151 ponds, something like that. And of those 151 ponds, I would say 60 of them are African cichlids. So we got a bunch growing up. The only problem, Joseph, is that they're really small still because the breeding season probably officially kicked off in April. So now we're 1, 2 months into growing these fry up, and it takes about 6 months to grow them up to a 3 inch plus size. The wintertime breeding pretty much stops, so it's going to just take them a little bit of time to grow, you know. So Omar is asking about the big announcement about the new building. He's saying, what does that mean for us consumers? So it's going to mean a much bigger selection for you guys, and it's going to be a lot more streamlined for me to get new fish to you guys, and it's going to cut down on our workload because right now when we go to process orders, it's a lot of work. I mean, we have 10 different buildings with fish in them. And when we go handing out the pick sheets in the mornings to pick orders, basically we're dispersing over 5 acres of buildings to count these orders. And it's so inventory is going to be a lot easier for us to keep. And it's going to be a lot easier for us to, like the Wapagas that they were asking about earlier. You know, all I got to do is walk in the new building and the new tank and be like, bam, here's the Wapagas. Cole Jack's asking if you're going to be the next CEO.
Maybe. What? Wait. What, Dad?
Jack was asking, my friend Jack was asking if Cole's going to be the CEO. Is it going to be Cole or is it going to be you?
Well, Cole.
Cole? You're just going to work for Cole?
Yeah.
No. No.
Partners.
Partners. That's right. So actually, I'm going to teach them the business, but I'm going to let them go do their own thing in life, and then if this is something that they want to do, carry on the, future, then maybe. So my friend Jack said Jack's going to be the CEO. Marcio Gonzalez from Mexico. What's up, man? I'm still going. One day, maybe next year or the year after, you guys set it up. I'll come down there and see you guys. I want to go see the McKinley Eye. So, just like Josh Cunningham went and took some underwater videos. I want to go to that place. Blitz Peacock Bass Fishing is asking, would you recommend clown loaches or Synodontis catfish for peacock cleanups? I would recommend Synodontis cats because they're more of a natural bottom cleaner for them. But at the same time, I do see a lot of people with clown loaches and they look spectacular too. But if I had to recommend one over the other, I think long-term success, you would be better with Synodontis than clown loaches. But I do like clown loaches. Jeff Sorensen, being sold out is a bit aggravating, but speaks volume about the quality of fish. Keep up the great work. I appreciate that, Jeff. You don't believe how many people come to us to want to buy wholesale. I mean, I would say almost daily we get requests for people to buy wholesale, and we haven't taken on any new customers for, it's been almost 2 years. So I just don't have the volume to supply everyone. So, but we're working on that. Um, JCB, if you want to email us and ask about the stir by and put a request in, we can have Jacob look at the, next time we're going to get any stir by. All right, Nathan Lejeune is trolling. Joseph, he's seen the picture. Yeah, that's from our good friend Joseph. He hand drawn that picture. Isn't that right, Joseph? Joseph's also an artist. He's just a comedian. So John Bolton says much love from Scotland. That's pretty cool. Cool. He's in Scotland. He's asking, do you have much of an issue with local wildlife eating your stock? I wouldn't say it's a problem. It happens. I mean, the birds, the snakes, the frogs, the turtles. I mean, there's a lot of predators out there. Um, we do accept the fact that we're going to lose a certain percentage of them to predators. Oh, I gotta flip the screen real quick. Somebody was asking about the some spilin. It just flipped to the yellow car. I flipped it to the some spilin though because somebody was asking what they look like. So that was one of our adult males. So the predators, they do get some fish, but we just accept it. That's going to be part of it. If it's a fish that is like super sensitive to the outdoors, or maybe we only have a few and it doesn't have a lot of babies, then those fish will never go out to a grow out pond. They'll stay indoors. And then if it's a fish that could go out to the pond and it's still like real likely that the birds and everything would pick them off, then we'll keep them closer to the main facility here, the ponds that are right next to the buildings. That way we could kind of, the birds are less likely to come in right next to greenhouse number 6 and eat fish, So, uh, dang. Nathan Lejeune, he is a comedian. Um, UG Aquatics says if I had the money to buy land for a fish farm, I would do it in a heartbeat. That would be the best job ever. He's asking when we're getting more Genetia ancas. So it is a great job. It is a very tough job though. There's been I would say for new people wanting to get into this, make sure you do your research because it's you better have you better have a lot of time and work built up in you because it takes a lot. Put it this way: there used to be 300 fish farms, hatcheries like us in Florida. I would say in the early 90s, late 80s, and now I would say that there may be 30 of them. Here's another picture of the male, some spilum. Of course, the picture rotated pretty quick, but it's a dying business. All right. We are not. We are growing, and I think it's just because of our work ethics and the decisions of that we've made to make the changes um, to get to where we're at. So you know we had the hurricanes in 2017, which really kicked our butts. 2018 was a very rough year because we lost so many fish in the hurricane and lost so many buildings. But here we are, 2019, still here. In fact, we're stronger than we were back in 17, you know? So, Idaho Falls says he loves the Dragon Bloods that he got from us. Cool, man. Dragon Bloods is still one of our most popular fish. Will Diaz says he came in late. Was asked if this was asked already. Are you bringing back the flavescents? We are still breeding them. So we've got our wild strain of flavescents that we're breeding. We sold off some males a while back, but we will have some more males available soon, and we've got lots of fry. Joseph's asking, do walking catfish hurt you a lot? Yes, they do. very bad. Once they get in a pond, they pretty much reproduce like rabbits, and they eat everything else in the pond. So when we find the walking catfish around the farm, we basically try to get them out as quick as possible. E-Jazz, a big issue is developers buying land, anything they could get. I would agree. A lot of people sold out of the business because the property values have gotten up so high here in Florida that it was worth more for them, instead of struggling trying to breed fish, to sell it off to developers. Joseph, I could try to block him. Maybe when I get off, I'll try to figure out how to do that. So, Sierra, hey, Sierra, who was the guy that we had on the one time you were here? I can't remember his name. He's a famous guy in the movie industry. I can't remember his name, but he was on. I don't know if it was actually him or somebody that had his name, but I think he was asking if we were hiring at the time. Charlie Bright, I agree, man. This is the future of the retail fish world. It is. And, there's still going to be other options out there, but I think once we get this going, it's going to be, everybody else is going to be. Oliver remembered. uh, yes, yeah, the movie industry. Yeah, we had Ron Jeremy on one of our live feeds one time, and Sierra didn't know who Jeremy was. So, all right. All right, Ahmad, good talking to you, man. Thank you. Happy Father's Day. All right. Actually, while I'm still doing this, I'm going to. KY1 is asking any online promos coming up. Unfortunately, no. We thought about doing something for Father's Day, but I'll be honest with you guys, we're having a hard time, especially because I was on vacation. Jacob took some days off. Guys went on vacation. Miriam went on vacation. Rochelle went on vacation. Um, Angie took last Friday off. Mike took a Friday off. A lot of people around here have been taking time off, and we, you know, we don't have enough hours in the week to keep up with it. So that's one reason we didn't do a sell for the last one. What was it? Memorial Day weekend, which is not really to us a good time to do a sell, because it's more for remembrance for the people that died for this country than trying to do a cheap sell. But Father's Day would be a good one. Maybe I could talk to Jacob about doing something with promo codes or something like that for Father's Day. But right now, we're caught up with all our orders, but they just keep on rolling in. So we don't want to get overloaded. So Lassen tonight is from Denmark. Hello from Denmark. I was actually in the Netherlands. Where did I go? Actually, I went to Amsterdam. I was in Amsterdam last year. Yeah, last year. So actually been to your beautiful country and saw amazing views and people. It was a really good experience. I loved it. All right, so Joseph is saying he'd donate if we do that um, thing to help grow the business that we were talking about earlier. Actually, Joseph, I think well, I don't want to add him as a moderator. Hide this user on this channel.
Remove.
All right, I got rid of Lejeune. I think. I don't know. Justin said, "Good luck with your tournament." Cool.
Thank
Aaron Mills. No, I didn't see the post. I'll have to check that out. I know David was telling me that he's been getting ready. if we could get tank raised clown loaches, I would be very, very happy about it. All right, because I do have a good source for the clown loaches right now from Indonesia, and the price is pretty good for the size that we're getting. But one problem I have with the imported clown loaches, which 99% of them are imported from the wild, is that they um, are overfishing the rivers that they come from. All right, so millions and millions of clown loaches are brought out, and you know, who knows? I think anytime you could have something tank raised, I think it's much better than having to pull it from the wild. So I think clown loaches tank raised would be huge. So keep me updated with how they do. Yeah, I know I said Netherlands at first, but it was actually Denmark is where we went. So I took a train from Amsterdam to Germany and went through Hamburg, Berlin, and then Nuremberg. Wow, Aaron, that's a lot of breeders. Oh, Holland, UG Aquatics. That's right, Holland. And the phone is ringing off the hook. I tell you, somebody put our phone number back on the Google page. We purposely kept our phone number from our Google page because, as you guys hear, the phone is constantly ringing, ringing, ringing. So we're going to have to take that phone number back down. But I'll tell you a funny story real quick, since a few people are still on. I had a customer call me with Amazon on the line. He did a three-way call with Amazon because he couldn't find our number. But somehow his phone number was put on our Google page as the phone number to call us. And this guy said for like 4 days straight, his phone rang 24/7. People were calling thinking that his number was our office, and basically he said, "Man, please take it down." He's like, I can't sleep at night. My phone's ringing." Um, so I was able to go on the Google page and take his phone number down, and he, you know, said he really nice guy. He's like, "Man," he's like, "I keep telling them, good things about you," and he's like, "They have so many questions." And um, but if you guys have been watching this very long, we don't really like the phone. You could call us, but email's much better for us because um, when I get on the phone and I start talking fish, it takes up all day for me. So emails are really close. I do see somebody asked UG Aquatics asked why is it so hard to find leopard frog plecos, um, and man, I didn't finish my Genencia anca question or answer earlier. The Genencia are breeding for us, and I'm hoping it won't be long before those are back in. As far as the leopard frog plecos, that's the L134. Um, those are almost all wild caught from Brazil. So very few people have success breeding that. That's in the Picoltia family, and they're a little bit difficult to breed. There has been people that had success breeding them, but they only breed them like once or twice, and then they don't breed again for another 10, 12 months. So not an easy pleco to breed. Once the new building is up, though, we will be bringing in leopard frogs from Brazil, and that's why they're hard to find is because they're only coming from the wild. But it would be a great breeding project for some people if you guys want to work on them. I think it would be great. So Sierra said, "Kids, close your ears." He still doesn't know what we're talking about, Sierra. So yeah, that's funny. All right. So, guys, I know I missed a lot of questions. I'm scrolling down. It'll take me a while to get back up to the top. But I wanted to, just let everybody know that we really appreciate the support that you guys have given us. And we look forward to the future ahead with all you guys. And, join our fish group on Facebook. You get to see Joe and his talking fish. So it's a really great group of fish keepers. And Aaron Mills, he probably will. He's good with the Googling. So um, I'll just push that comment down so he doesn't remember.
Hmm?
Do you know what we're talking about?
I'm not even listening.
I'm not even listening? Okay. So, you guys have a great weekend. And again, I really appreciate all the donations and all the support. And it's been awesome. Sierra, you know Jacob. He wham bam in and out. So he came in as soon as he saw the camera. He did what he had to do and got out. So, all right, guys, you have a great weekend. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Appreciate everything that you do. So, have a good weekend, and we will talk to you later. Thank you. Tell them bye.
Yeah, bye y'all.
Tell them bye, Jack. What, Jack? What?
The refrigerator got jammed, and the thing I can't really fix it.
You broke the refrigerator?
No, that you know, in the bottom where all the juices are at. That I was getting a juice that,
Uh,
like the one